in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Hello and welcome to Geography class. Today again we are going to learn yet another very important topic from the second textbook of Geography, India, People and Economy, Chapter 4, Human Settlements. Now the first thing comes to our mind, what is a human settlement? In simple way, we can define the place where we live is called as human settlement, or the place inhabited by people more or less permanently is called as human settlement. Another definition or the meaning of human settlements could be a cluster of dwellings of any type or size where human beings lives. So whichever place we are clustering together or living at one particular place, forming as a group, maybe it could be a village, it could be a town, it could be a city. So this dwelling place is called as human settlement. Now the human settlements may be of smaller size. Take for example could be a village. So a human settlement of smaller size could be called as a village, wherein majority of the people will be engaged in primary activities, something to do with agriculture, something to do with forestry. If there is a settlement larger in size, it could be called as a town, or we can think of the urban center or maybe a city, wherein majority of the people will be engaged in non-agricultural activities. They will earn their livelihood in terms of working in the secondary activities, or you can think of the tertiary activities. It has already been explained to you all the difference between the rural and the urban settlements. What are the various features? So let us have a different outlook in terms of considering the difference between the rural and the urban settlements from this chapter point of view. Now the first difference between these two types of settlements, the rural settlements are the one who derives their life support, earns their livelihood from the land-based primary economic activities. So majority of the people who are living in the rural areas will be earning their livelihood by practicing primary activities. It could be agriculture, it could be forestry, it could be fishing, any of the primary activities. Then in case of the urban settlements, they will earn their livelihood, or these are the people who derive their basic needs from the secondary and tertiary activities. These are the people who are mostly engaged in secondary and tertiary activities. Second very important points regarding the rural settlements. Rural settlements are the one which provides raw material to the urban areas where the processing of the raw material takes place, wherein a raw material has been converted into finished or semi-finished product. At the same time, food is also been supplied to the urban areas or urban settlement by rural settlements. Now what about the urban settlements then? Now urban settlement acts as a nodes of economic growth. You will find best of transport and communication facilities gets developed there. You will have airports, roadways, railways, best of the market facilities, professional services which are being provided in the urban settlements. So these urban settlement acts as an node, centers of economic growth. The third difference could be rural people are less mobile. Therefore, you will find the social relationship among the people is intimate. When I say intimate, it is somewhat very much personal. There is a bonding between the people in the rural areas. There is less mobility of the people from the rural areas because everyone is busy in their life, maybe practicing any of the primary activities, maybe agriculture, maybe fishing or any other primary activities. So there is less mobility movement of these people in terms of rural settlement. And there is very personal or intimate social relationship between the rural population. If something happens in a particular family, in a village, if there are difficulties faced by a family, all the majority of the people in the villages will come, approach the family in terms of helping them if any difficulties are being faced. So this is how we can say it is an intimate relationship. On the other hand, you will find the urban settlements, it is very, very complex. They are busy working 24/7 and whole and sole motive of these people is to earn money. How can we earn money? I have seen in many of the movies what has been shown regarding the urban lifestyle. The people living in the cities don't know who is living in next to their flat. They don't have time to meet together, to come together. If any issue is there, to help one another. That's why we say that the lifestyle in the urban areas is very much complex. Urban life is complex and fast, and social relations are formal for the namesake. So these are some of the differences between the rural and urban settlements. Next topic from this chapter is the different factors responsible for different types of rural settlements. It has already been explained to you all from the previous textbook chapter, Human Settlements. What are the various factors that determines type of settlements? Again, same factors are there. Maybe in short period of time we'll see which are the different factors. The first one is physical features. It includes the nature of the terrain, what type of topography is there, whether it is undulating, whether it is gently sloping, whether it is flat. That decides a type of rural settlement. Next very important thing is altitude. Even altitude also determines a type of rural settlement, whether it is higher altitude, whether it is low altitude like flat plains or a hilly area. That determines the different types of rural settlements. Another very important factor, physical factor, what I can say is climate. That also affect the type of rural settlements. Then availability of water. These are the physical factors that determines rural settlements. Then we have what it is called as cultural and ethnic factors. The religion, the caste plays a very important role in terms of determining the human settlements. What happens is that we try to live together in an area, maybe there are people belonging to same caste, people belonging to same religions. That also will decide the type of rural settlements, the social structure, what are the social values of the communities living in that area. So caste, religion also plays a very important role. Security factors, very, very important factor. In the previous chapter we have seen the cases wherein because of the defense we have learned the forts in India, especially we can think of forts in Maharashtra. Inside the forts there were so many people who were living, the settlements were there. The whole and sole purpose was defense, security reasons. Okay, so you'll find even defense also is responsible. Security is also responsible in terms of affecting the settlements. Now, very, very important topic to be learned from this chapter, types of rural settlements. Now, which are the different types of rural settlements which are found in India? We have clustered settlements, which are also called as nucleated or agglomerated settlements. Then we have semi-clustered settlements. Then the third category is hamleted, and the fourth category is dispersed settlement. Now the first one is clustered or nucleated settlements. Now if you see the image here, you can see a settlement here, and see the feature of this settlement, you can make out. This is an closely built up area wherein hardly you will find there is a gap between the houses which are located here. So the houses in cluster settlements are located in close vicinity, wherein it is compact area. So the first feature of cluster settlement is compact or closely built up area of houses. Then what is the second feature? You can see the general living area is a distinct area which is separated from the surrounding farmlands, agricultural area. So this particular area where you will find settlements, it is an general living area with a distinct separation from the farms or maybe a pastures or the farms. The third feature of the clustered settlement is you can see different types of patterns because of intervening roads that you see here. Maybe you can find a radial pattern, maybe a T-shaped pattern, triangular pattern, because of the road networks that diverge in different directions. So the third feature of the clustered rural settlement is intervening streets presents a geometric shapes like radial, you can think of rectangular, you can think of linear. Another very important point pertaining to clustered settlement in India is these settlements are found in the fertile alluvial plains of India. At the same time, you will find these settlements are found in northeastern states of India. Okay? So where cluster settlements are found in India is the plain regions of India, the Ganga plain and the northeastern states of India. Now there could be several reasons why the clustering of houses takes place here. One reason could be security or maybe because of the defense. The best example of this is your Bundelkhand region of central India and the state of Nagaland. There are clustered rural settlements which have been developed in Rajasthan, and it is because of the scarcity of water. So these are all the different features of clustered settlements in India. Second category of settlements in India is semi-clustered. Take for example, you can see this circle as such. This is the outer boundary. Inside that one more boundary is there, and maybe this you can imagine that this represent the settlements, maybe the houses. Now how these semi-clustered settlements are found is maybe it is a result of the tendency of clustering in restricted areas of dispersed settlement. So, where these settlements are usually found, the clustering takes place in the restricted areas of the dispersed settlement. Or it could be the fragmentation of a compact village. Maybe for example, if you find this entire area where the settlement is found. Now there is going to be a compact village here. So it could be segregated, fragmentation could be done. One region is here, one could be here, one could be here. So this fragmentation which is there is going to be called as semi-clustered settlements. The third important feature of semi-clustered settlement is you will find the dominant community settles in the central portion of the clustered settlements. Maybe for example, the landowners who are there, which could be considered as the dominant community, they will reside the central portion of the settlements. And the outer portion of the settlements, you will find the lower section, lower strata of society resides there. Okay? So this is your third and fourth important point pertaining to semi-clustered settlements. Now, which part of India will you find semi-clustered settlement? These settlements are found in Gujarat, the plain region of Gujarat, and some parts of Rajasthan. So these are the features of semi-clustered settlements. Next, what we have, hamleted. Now, what is the meaning of hamleted settlements, or what hamlet refers to? It refers to smaller in size. Now, these settlements could be smaller than village. Now, what are hamleted settlements? These are the settlements which are been fragmented into different units, many units, separated physically from one another. So, fragmentation of different units takes place which are physically separated from one another, and such settlements are called as hamleted settlements. And you will find there are local names for these settlements. These units are locally known as Panna, Palli, then Nagla, Dhani, etc. Now, which part of India these settlements are found? These settlements are found in middle and lower Ganga plain, Chhattisgarh, and lower valleys of Himalayas. And the last category is dispersed settlement. The word itself will give an idea about what are these dispersed settlements. Dispersed means there is a huge gap between the houses which are located in a particular area or particular settlements. You can see in the image clearly here, there is so much of gap between the houses located far apart from one another, and such settlements are called as dispersed settlements. Maybe you will find these settlements in the form of isolated huts which are there, or hamlets of few huts in remote jungle, remote forest areas, or maybe hilly areas also you will find in the pastures on the slopes. Now, this particular dispersed settlements in India are found in Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, and Himachal Pradesh. Now, why this fragmentation occurs of these settlements? Maybe it is because of the nature of the terrain, what type of topography is there. If you go in northeastern states of India or Himalayan states of India, in the hilly regions you will find in isolated pockets there are settlements. So these settlements are being decided by the nature of terrain and the land resource base in these areas. So these are the 4 different types of rural settlements found in India. I repeat again, you have compact settlements or clustered settlements. Second is semi-clustered. Then you have hamleted, and the fourth one is dispersed. Next, urban settlements. What are the features of urban settlements? Again, we have already learned this. These settlements are larger in size and compact. In the image itself, you can see this is an example of an urban settlement. Maybe larger in size and very much compact. Urban settlements are generally compact and larger in size. Now, what most of the people are doing in terms of urban settlement, in which activities these people are engaged in? The people from urban areas are mostly engaged in non-agricultural activities, that is, engaged in secondary or tertiary activities, wherein there is an exchange of goods and services performed sometimes directly or through a series of market towns and cities. Then very important topic which is there is urbanization in India. What is urbanization? It is the process wherein many of the rural people migrate to urban areas in order to avail employment opportunities, best of the medical facilities, educational facilities. And this process is called as urbanization. Now, how urbanization is measured in terms of India? It is measured in terms of how much is the percentage of the urban population to the total population of the country. So, what is the percentage of the people who lives in the urban areas? That percentage will tell you the level of urbanization in India. Then according to the census of India, that is 2001 census, the urbanization was 28% in India. The total urban population in India has increased during the 20th century. Now, because of the enlargement of the urban centers and emergence of the new towns, this has led to a growth of urban areas or urban population in India. Okay, next very important topic to be studied is how the towns in India are being classified. Now, the census of India have classified the towns in 6 major categories or 6 major class. You can see on the screen what is the population size and the category of the towns. Class 1 town, class 2 town, class 3, class 4, class 5, class 6. And the number of cities in all these different towns. So, class 1 town is the one whose population is more than 1 lakh. So, any city whose population is more than 1 lakh, that particular town in India is classified as class 1 town. Then we have what it is called as metropolitan cities. Now, which cities in India are called as metropolitan cities? The cities whose population is between 1 to 5 million, those cities are called as metropolitan cities. Altogether 35 cities are there. Maybe the number might have increased right now because the population in India is increasing. So, the cities whose population is between 1 to 5 million is called as metropolitan city. Then we have what it is called as mega city. Any city in India whose population is more than 5 million, that city is called as mega city. And altogether there are 6 mega cities in India. Which are those? You have Greater Mumbai, then you have Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. These are the mega cities of India whose population is more than 5 million. Then more than 60% of the urban population lives in class 1 town. You can see on the screen there class 1 60.45% of people lives in this town. Okay, out of 423 cities, 35 cities are urban agglomeration or metropolitan cities. And more than 21% of urban population lives in mega city. Now, this is the pie chart that gives you an idea about class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5 and class 6 towns, the percentage of the population you can make out from there. So, maximum you can see it is class 1, 61.48%. Okay. I was talking about mega cities, you can see clearly here Delhi, this is Greater Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai and Kolkata. These are the mega cities, and the largest urban agglomeration in India is your Greater Mumbai. Then the other side you can see metropolitan cities, so many are there, important cities of the different states of India. Then there is a small topic called as urban agglomeration. Now there are three conditions which are required for urban agglomeration. Urban agglomeration may be a result of the following three combinations. What are the three combinations? Maybe a town, a particular town and its adjoining urban outgrowth, that could be considered as an urban agglomeration. Two or more contiguous towns with or without their outgrowths. And third, a city or one or more adjoining towns with their outgrowths. So these are the three combinations of urban agglomeration. Any one of them may have, which could be considered as urban agglomeration. Next very important topic from this chapter is functional classification of towns. All the different towns which are there may be specialized in one or the other function. Maybe one particular town will be known for commercial activities, one town could be known for educational activity, one town will be known for mining activities. So different towns are there which are known for different functions, specialized in different functions. Maybe there is going to be a town which is going to be known for two of the functions, specialized in two functions. So which are the different towns which are classified based on functions? You can see on the screen, the first one is administrative towns and cities. Now which towns are called as administrative towns? These are the centers of administration. Almost all the states' capitals are considered to be an important administrative town in India. Even during the time of Britishers, the centers of administration which were there are also called as administrative towns in India. Some of the examples which are mentioned, New Delhi, Bhopal, Shillong is there. These are an example of administrative towns which are known for administration. Then you have industrial towns. Now the prime activity of this particular towns is going to be industrialization. You will find there are so many industries which are going to be located in these towns known for industries. Now which are the different towns, industrial towns of India? You can give an example. Mumbai is there, Salem, Coimbatore, Modi Nagar. Next we have what it is called as transport cities. These are the nodes of transportation in India. Important places connected by all the different modes of transport, maybe railways, you can think of the airways, we can think of the roadways. One best example of this could be the ports which are there, like Kandla port is there, Mumbai port is there, Kolkata port is there. This also could be a transport centers. Then we have what it is called as inland transport towns. Then next example is commercial towns. Now which towns are called as commercial towns? The towns which are known for trade and commerce in India, known for the commercial activities, maybe import and export of the goods and services, maybe buying and selling of the different goods and services takes place. So known for commerce and trade. Now, which are the examples of these commercial towns in India? Kolkata is there, Saharanpur is there. Next towns is mining towns, wherein predominant activity in this town is mining, extraction of the minerals. We have so many of the mining towns in India. Raniganj is there, Zaria is there, Digboi is there. Okay, these are an example of mining towns. Garrisons and cantonment towns. Now, what are garrison and cantonment towns? These towns are the one where military is stationed permanently. You will find a military base in these areas. And such towns are called as garrison cantonment towns. Now, the example of this could be Ambala is there, Jalandharpur is there, okay, Mo is there, Babina. Then we have next category, educational towns, known for educational activities. There are so many universities which are there in various states of India. Some of them you can think of Aligarh, Roorkee, then Varanasi we can think of, then Bits Pilani. These are some of the examples of educational towns. Religious and cultural towns known for pilgrimage centers, religious centers. Like for example, we can think of South India, Tirupati Balaji temple. So Tirupati is there. Then Jagannath Puri, Sun Temple, Konark, Amritsar. So these are some of the example of religious and cultural towns. And lastly, we have a tourist towns known for tourist activities in this category. Some of the important hill stations like Nainital, Shimla is there, Ooty is there in South India, Mahabaleshwar. These are an examples of tourist towns in India. So these are the administrative towns. You can see all the capital cities of the different states here. Okay, this becomes an example of administrative towns. Here you have towns dealing with transports, like we have major airports which are there here. Then you can think of the ports, important ports which are there here. Then educational towns, some of the well-known universities. You can see there Aligarh University is there, Allahabad University, Patna University, then Mumbai, Pune University, Jaipur University. So these are some examples of that. Religious places, you can see important places here, Konark, and then Puri. Then you can think of Tirupati Balaji here, okay. Then Shirdi, which is very important in case of state of Maharashtra, Amritsar, okay. So these are an example of that. And last, you will find hill stations of India. Manali, Mussoorie is there, Nainital you can see there, Aniket, Lonavala in Maharashtra, then Ooty in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So with this we have ended the 4th chapter, Human Settlements. Thank you so much.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.
अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस।